All right, so my name is Arun. I'm with Zoho pre-sales team, and today's session is about integrated project management with Zoho projects. This is going to be a quick overview of what Zoho projects is, and if you have power users of Zoho projects, this might be a little basic for you. Then again, what are the challenges different teams in our company face, and how are we going to find a solution for that? So that's what this session is about. So let's start. So all of us here, we are connected with businesses in some way or other, right? Some of us might be running businesses. Some of us here might be helping others to run businesses. And not all the people in our company will be doing the same thing, right? So there are different responsibilities based on what industry you belong to. And depending on that, you will have teams in your company, like sales team or marketing team, accounting team, manufacturing, distribution, etc. So in this session, we'll be talking about two of those teams. That is the sales team and the projects team, that is the after-sales implementation team, right? So let's take a look at some of the key responsibilities and some other functions of a sales team. Typically, a sales team uses a CRM system to handle their daily activities, right? So they'll have all the information about their customers, prospects, everything inside CRM, any follow-up tasks, everything will be inside their CRM system. Then, one of the most important duty of a salesperson is to qualify any prospects that they have, and as a customer, by closing any opportunities associated with them. That's really important, right? That's how you bring in sales and revenue to the company. And one more thing is, a salesperson or an account manager will be considered as a direct point of contact by the clients, because it is you who bring the clients into the company, right? So if they have to buy something else, or if they have a question, or worse, if they are not happy, they will try to get in touch with you and find out what's going on, right? So that is something about the sales team. Now, if we have to deliver something after the sales is done, like after sales deliverables, a salesperson may not be able to do that. So you may have a dedicated team that will help the salespeople to achieve that, right? So let's say project management team. And the members of the project management team, they will not be using CRM most of the times. They will have their own apps that help them to perform their responsibilities. For example, they may use Excel, or maybe apps like Outlook to handle their tasks, or even better, there are dedicated project management software systems like Zoho projects, which can be used. Just like sales try to close deals and bring in more revenue, one of the key responsibilities of a project management team is going to be completing tasks on time, because a project is not just a single entity. It's going to be a connection of, it is collection of a lot of tasks that are going to be depending on other tasks. So you have to complete the tasks on time. At the same time, you also have to make sure that you communicate what the status is to the sales team or maybe the accounting team, to make sure that everything goes smoothly and you get the payment done for the work that you are doing. But if there is no proper communication between the teams, what is going to happen is one person is going to be affected here, the client or the customer, right? Because if they have a question, who are they going to ask, right? If they go to sales team, they may not know the exact status of the project that they are doing. If they may not even have the contact information about who is doing the project. Even if they have, sometimes if they go and talk to them, they will say, oh, I'm not sure if the payment is done. I haven't gotten any information or confirmation from the sales team. So he'll be like, in crossroads, not knowing where to go. This is not good. We don't want to do that. So the best policy is to bring these two teams, sales and project management teams, together at one place so that there is transparency in what they are doing. So let's just quickly go through a scenario here. I hope I'm not going to bore you. Let me introduce a few people here. The first one, we have Frank, who is a homeowner, and let's say he bought a new apartment, his dream come true, which is a pretty good apartment. But let's say he has some really great ideas to make it even better, right? So he wants to remodel that. So how is he going to do that? He wants to approach someone. So suppose if he talks to his friends or someone and they suggest a company, Zilko Remodeling in this case, and they tell, okay, it's a pretty good company. So Frank will have to contact Zilko Remodeling here. And he reaches out to them and he talks to Cindy, who is the sales rep there. So last 2 days, I'm sure that you have attended a lot of CRM sessions, so I'm not going to tell how Cindy is going to use CRM to close the sale. But again, a project like remodeling is not going to be closed in one day. It has different phases, tasks to be completed, right? So Cindy will have to collect details that she needs, and she will also have to arrange a site visit by her engineers to make sure that, get all the details like how big is the house, how many rooms are there, what are the kind of work that has to be done, everything. So let's get the next character here. That is, let's say Cindy has a site engineer called Neil. So Cindy, at this point, may tell Frank that you'll get a call from our site engineering or the engineering team. They will contact you to arrange a site visit. So, and then Cindy will have to pass on all the information to him, maybe through an email or a chat or something like that. And for some reason, if Neil misses that email, or if he did not collect all the information or forgot to create a task, he may not even get in touch with Frank. And at that point, Frank doesn't even know that this person is there, right? So after a few days or maybe after a few hours, he will have to again contact Cindy, saying that, where's the call? I haven't received any call. Then again, Cindy will have to go back to Neil, remind him to do that. So it goes on like a loop. And maybe, after they start the work and if the payment details are not updated with Cindy, she may not be able to get all the details. So here the problem is there is no communication between I was just telling you a few challenges that you might experience if there is no systems that are integrated properly, right? So let's first start with how Neil is going to, conduct or manage this project, and then we'll go to the integration between Zoho CRM and Zoho projects. First one, here, when Neil gets the information, he needs to create a project for that so that he will not miss anything. So if he is using an application like Zoho Projects, it's a powerful online project management software which will help you to plan, collaborate with other people, and execute the project efficiently, right? I'll be quickly walking you through a demo, and then we'll get to the integration part. So when you log into Zoho Projects, this is how it's going to look like. It will take you to a home page, right? So right now, what you see is called the Feeds section of Zoho Projects. You do have an option to choose your landing page. If you would like to go straight to the project list, you can do that. Or you can go to the Feeds section. So Feeds is nothing but a place where you will find any actions done on any of the projects that you have in your system. Like if someone created a task or updated some information, everything can be viewed from here. Another information is you can also send messages to other people in your team, right? It's similar to how you post a message on Facebook. So it's just like, just mention their name and, they'll be displayed here. And after that, you will also find some options here like my task, my milestone, my bugs. We'll discuss about this a little later. These options, will give you information about all the tasks across all the projects that you have in your system. Now, on the top, right here, you have an option called Projects. And if you click on that, it will take you to your Projects section. And in this page, on the top, the first one is, it will display the list of all the recent projects that you were working on. So if you would like to start working on some of these, you can click on this, or on the right-hand side, it will also give you some information like the total number of active projects. If there are some archived projects, it will be displayed there. And if you scroll down, you will also have an option to group the projects together and have it displayed there. So it's to organize this better. Now, you don't even have to go inside a project to find out a high-level information. So for example, just by looking at this, you can find out what the status of this project is. So the first one, banner design, you can see the task. It's 50% completed. The milestones are not yet completed, and there are no bugs associated with this. And if you click on any of these options, it will take you to the task list or the milestone, and you can make any changes there. So that's just a high-level overview, how it looks like. Now, if you would like to, let's take the case of Frank, right? So he is doing remodeling, and if he gets information from Cindy about Frank's work, Neil will have to come in here, click on this option right here, the plus icon, to create a new project. So he can label it here. Remodeling and interior designing. Then you can type in an overview, and if wanted, it can be added under a group, or you can just leave it blank and just click on add project. So the project has been created, but it's just the project name. We don't have anything in here. So as an experienced site engineer, he will know what are the steps associated with this project or completing this project, right? So the first step is we need to have milestones whenever we are doing something, right? So that will give us a pretty good idea about the progress of that project. So first, he'll have to add a milestone. So maybe let's say the first milestone can be starting the project. And just click on submit. And in this milestone, if you go in there, there is nothing there because just a milestone is not going to help you. What you have to add is you will have to bring in tasks into the milestone, and those tasks have to be completed to complete the milestone. So maybe the first one is starting the project, and some of the tasks could be connected here using a task list, like grouping all the tasks together. So I'm just going to say the first task list is going to be site visit and getting details. So just add a task list here. We have it here, and if you click on that, we don't have a task. And you can add first one, set an appointment. And you can choose start date and end date if you want. You can maybe add something like after this. You can add a subtask for this. After the appointment, you may have to find out details like take the measurements or size of the apartment. Then add another one that says number of rooms, furnitures, and any task that you would like to complete during the first site visit, you can create that. So you have a milestone now, we have a task now, and we have subtasks associated with that. Now let's get back. So we have something here to get us started. Now, once Frank or Neil goes to the site and he gets all this information, he can update that inside Zoho projects and close the task one by one to complete the milestone. And now, we also have some other information. Let's say on the left-hand side, we have an option to find out quick details about any tasks, like all the tasks and milestones that we have in our system using the reports here. So if you go to this report section, you can find out there are 4 different options. The first one is chronology Gantt. It's more like it displays the tasks that you have based on the due date. Then we have the milestone task, which will display any milestones that you have, any tasks associated with that milestone. Then it will also help you to, if Neil wants to bring in more people and assign tasks to them, you can use a resource utilization task to find out who is free and who has a lot of work. So this says this person, Janet is free. She's not having any task on this week. So you can add a new task to properly allocate the resource. Then you can also see a regular task report by user, by milestone, and by priority. So it's just for your information. Now, the question is, now Frank has everything, Neil has everything, he starts working. But if Cindy wants to do anything, or Cindy wants to get some update on the status and get some payment from the customer, what is she going to do? She will have to either email the site project management team and wait for them to get back to the sales team and then take some actions based on that. The problem here is there is no proper communication between the applications. So it has to be done manually every time, and it's going to take a lot of time, right? So again, these options right here, sorry, like I'll just quickly give you information. So it's possible for you to track bugs inside Zoho support. So if you're doing something like a software development project, you can, and if you come across a bug or any issues, you can track it as a bug here, assign the bug to somebody until it is fixed. You also have calendars that you can manage. You can also add some documents in here, and like a PDF file or a video or a picture can be added here. Then timesheets can be added, like the hours that you spend on a specific project and can be used for billing. It can be added here. If you would like to create invoices directly from Zoho projects, you can do that because we have a product called Zoho Invoice or Zoho Books. You can integrate your Zoho projects account with this. And there are forums, that is user community. You can start discussions and start discussions with the other people in your projects. So you can also create wiki pages inside Zoho projects, just like a website or help document. So these are some of the options here. And another option that I would like to show you is, now I just showed you how can you create a project from the scratch. And since you do the same kind of project every time, you also have an option to create a project directly from a predefined project template. So if you create a project, you have n number of tasks and milestones associated with that project. You don't have to create that again from scratch. It's going to just waste a lot of time. So what you can do here is, if you are creating a new project, you can click on this option, create a new project, and you have an option to choose from an existing project template. So if you choose one of these projects right here, it will pre-populate all the details, like the project start date, any overview, and the access can also be displayed here. So I'd say new project and click on add project. So it might take a few seconds, and the moment the new project has been created and you go inside, oops, you can see here like there are 16 tasks associated with this. It all gets created automatically. Okay, here we go. So, and then here if you click on the tasks and milestone, you can see all the pre-populated tasks here. So you don't have to do that from scratch, and it's easy for you to start working immediately, right? So this is just a brief overview of Zoho projects. Now let's get back to the real problem. That is, how are we going to bring these two teams together? That is where the integration between Zoho projects and Zoho CRM comes into play, right? So once you integrate Zoho CRM with Zoho projects, it's easy. You can start creating projects or associate existing projects with your clients as a sales team member, and it will be displayed in your projects portal, and your engineering team or the project management team can start working on it immediately. So let's see how is it done. Let me just quickly go back here. If I go to Zoho CRM, you have a section here called Setup. You click on that, scroll down to this section, Apps and Add-ons. Select Zoho Apps. The first option right here is Zoho Projects. So this is how it's going to look like when you are doing it for the first time. Click on Get Started. So you can choose the profiles, like permissions. I'm going to select everything. You can choose the portal associated with the Zoho Projects account and click on Next. And you can map existing records, or just you may not have to do this, or you can start with new ones. Just click on skip on that. That's it. You have done the integration between Zoho CRM and Zoho Projects. And now, where is it going to be displayed? As a sales rep, if you go to an existing customer or a contact, and if you scroll down in this page, you will have a related list displayed here that says Zoho Projects. And you have these options: create a new project from scratch or associate an existing project. So if we have Frank's information here, Cindy can immediately go there and she can click on this option called New Project. And choose the right template. And you can select the people that she would like to include in handling this project. And the next thing is you can also bring in client contacts. So for example, if Frank is your contact, you can add Frank as a user in that project. So that way, if he has a question, he can log into the project portal and he can find out any information about the project status by himself. He doesn't even have to contact Neil or Cindy in here. So that's again another power of integration. Just click on this option, click on save. Yeah, that's it. So once you do that, and if you scroll down, you can see the project associated here. It will also display any milestones, the project completion, the task completion, any bugs available, everything will be displayed straight in here. And if you go to your projects account, you have the project right here, project Frank. So it's easy. And if one more option that we have here is, if you would like to add a new task or log a call to this project, you can do that directly from Zoho CRM. If you are going to add a new task, click on New Task from the Contact or the Account Details page. You enter the details, just click on this option, Save and Add to Zoho Projects. So you don't even have to go to Zoho Projects to add some information. So for example, if you would like to tell Neil to do something, you can do that from here, like a new task. And you will also have Zoho projects brought inside Zoho CRM. So we'll have the projects brought inside Zoho CRM. So if you go in there, you will see the exact project portal displayed here. So you don't even have to go to a different tab and do anything that you have to do. So in the projects portal, you have two options. If you are the administrator of the portal, you have an option called All Users in the main home page. And you can add new users or client users in here, and you can set up access rights, right? This is one option. The next one is if you go to projects, once you add all the users in there, and if you are handling a project, just open one of the projects here. You can also manage project-specific users as well. So they will not have access to all the projects. These users, depending on the profile or the permission that they have, they will have access to only this project. That's how you do that. So anyway, the thing is, once you set up this integration, you will have a better communication between the sales team and the project management team in your company, and your customer will be happy. And it's easy for you to maintain customer information inside CRM. Then you directly add projects directly from CRM, and the right team will be executing all the projects inside projects, and you watch the status from CRM and take the right steps based on that. So you'll have everyone happy and on the same page. So that's the end of the session.